Now for Genesis 16, Sarai and Hagar shows us what happens when humans try to help, quote unquote, help God's plan. So to start off, Sarai is struggling. She's barren. She's been hearing about this promise to have a baby for years, but there's no baby. So she decides to take matters into her own hands and help God, quote unquote, help God. She tells Abram, take my servant Hagar and have a child with her. This was culturally acceptable, but it wasn't approved by God. So it was culturally acceptable, but let's get, if we're being real, that's messy. So Abram agrees. Agar gets pregnant and immediately tensions arise. So Agar feels superior to Sarai and Sarai feels threatened. What happens is, so Agar thought like she had the upper hand because she was pregnant, and Sarai, she stops listening to Sarai, and Sarai is her master. So Sarai is like, what's going on? Like, literally, you're my servant. What's happening? So she starts mistreating Hagar because she was like, you're treating me with contempt, like just because you're pregnant, like you're not doing your duties anymore. So she mistreats Agar to the point that Agar runs away. And God, this is so beautiful. God sees Agar and he sends an angel, and the angel of the Lord finds her by the spring in the wilderness and says, go back and submit to Sarai. You were going to have a son. His name is going to be Ishmael. He's going to have a huge legacy. Hagar was amazed. She was so amazed and so shocked that God saw her even in the lowest of moments. On Ishmael is born. And even though the family dynamic is bound to be rocky and messy, God's care for Hagar reminds us that he sees and values everyone, even when the world doesn't. It's set 13 years later. Abram is now 99, and God appears again and confirming the covenant with Abram. So God now drops a bit of a bombshell. He tells Abram, your name is no longer Abram, it's now Abraham. So he just changes at 99. Imagine you're 99 years old and God just comes up to you and changes your name, the name that you've used your entire life. So yeah, he changes his name. Abram meant exalted father, but Abraham means father of many. And that's because Abraham is going to be a father of many, many nations. So this isn't just about a name change. It's a declaration of your destiny. So the name change was confirming the declaration. God's promise extends to land, nations, and even kings coming from Abraham now. This new name change is also a bit of a commitment to the covenant. So God tells Abraham, like, as a sign of this covenant, every male in your household must be circumcised. So this isn't just a physical act, it's symbolic of being set apart. So it's important to really understand the weight of this. Circumcision was a bold, irreversible mark of faith and obedience and a constant reminder of God's promise. It wasn't really about the ritual itself, but about what it represented. So it was saying that when you do this, you're marking yourself. You're letting me know that you are in concordance with my plan and you have faith in me. It was like a physical representation. Because remember, the Bible is symbolic. It was less about the circumcision and more about you are physically marking yourself and saying that you trust in God's plan and choose to be identified